Good morning and welcome back to another Work-Life Diaries video. I hope you can hear me because the air conditioner is running behind me. So I actually have some exciting news to share with you all this week. I know a couple months ago I had told you all that I turned down a lead position on my team. Fast forward to today and I have accepted the lead position, and now I am a first-time manager hiring a completely new team of people. So a lot has changed since the last time we talked, and a lot has changed over the last couple of months. So I do want to take some dedicated time to talk to you about that and talk to you about all the changes, but I actually have to log in for work a little bit early today because I have a company leadership training that I signed up for that's running practically all day. So I want to get some of my regular work done before the training. It's lunchtime. So I had to fix Kevin's potato salad because he's one of those people that doesn't season or salt anything. So everything tastes bland, so he knows to leave it there and just let me deal with it when I have time to deal with it. So I added a heavy dose of salt, more mustard, a little bit more mayonnaise, and garlic, and I think that's it. So I'm gonna have some of this with a piece of fish and then some melon for lunch. We've been definitely cooking more warm weather, spring, summer stuff, and our CSA share started, which is a community share agriculture. I've talked about this in many, many videos. I'm obsessed with my CSA. It's just fantastic. The produce is so good. This is my favorite time of year to cook. So we've been grilling, we've been making potato salad. We have a lot of fresh fruit. So yum, lunch is gonna be exciting for the next couple months now because it's produce season. Training that I was doing today started at 10:30. And it's probably the last training I'm ever gonna do for my company because it's pretty awful. It's very much surface level, and I don't find it to be any new information that I didn't know about being a leader or what your requirements are for your job, like what you should be working on and doing as a manager and coaching your team. Maybe it's because I already understand what it takes to be a leader. There is a second session after lunch, and so maybe that will be more engaging, or it'll have deeper intel or something. That's just my personal opinion. I'm an avid learner, so I love learning. So maybe it's just what seems like common sense in these trainings to me is maybe I just already know it because I just enjoy learning. Oh my God, it was such a long day. That training was not super enjoyable, and it was just so long. It was really hard to focus. It was from 10:30 to 3:30, and there was a 45-minute lunch, which is 15 minutes shorter than my normal lunch, and then another like 15-minute break. And it's just a lot of information and a lot of things going on all in one day. And I didn't love it. And then I had a lot of other stuff that I had to do. I had emails to respond to, testing to do, more work, especially with being a lead and there's open positions and like all this other stuff, which obviously I have to like go into details of everything that changed. But right now I'm just like completely mentally drained. So I'm probably not gonna like explain everything tonight. I'm probably just gonna try to relax. Kevin and I have stuff to do tonight. We're going to replant some of the house plants, I think. And I didn't get a lot of stuff done around the house. Like, there wasn't time to take breaks. So there's dishes, laundry, just like the typical stuff I normally do on the breaks that I didn't get to today. So right now I'm just hanging out with Yingling. And Kevin should be home within the next like hour or so. So after work I typically crash on my bed, especially on long days like this, where it was just like a non-stop work day, because I just need to like stretch out, close my eyes for a little bit, and then I usually go outside to try to switch up the environment, and then that kind of helps me with energy and stuff. So it's almost 7 o'clock. I'm just heating up leftover steak I made the other day, but like, look at this steak. I'm very proud of my steak cooking skills because I got a nice like medium rare on this. And it was so good. It was a salad with the steak, avocado, cucumber, a very, very herby dressing with lots of dill, and it has some Boursin cheese in here, so it's creamy. And there's blackberries and homemade croutons. It was so good. I'll put a picture up on the screen so you can see the original one, because I'm not going as hard tonight as I am on that one, and I have different lettuce for tonight.
Stretching the arms and gazing up. Breathe as you roll the head back. Belly once again. Lifting the tailbone and the gaze for count.
Good morning. So it's now Thursday, and I realized that I totally bailed out yesterday on filming. I was running late to work, so I only got, I don't know, like 1 or 2 shots, and then the trolley was packed and the elevator was packed, and then I came home and I was just exhausted. It was hot and humid and muggy, and I was like not in a good mood, and my head hurt and my sciatica was flaring up from the humidity. So I just decided to completely like shut everything off. My phone died and I just let it turned off and just didn't feel like doing anything. I literally just crashed and went to my bed, which I think is kind of nice to have days like that where you just shut everything out and close off all the inbound stuff. You close off your phone, all the electronics, and just chill with your own thoughts, or even just like lay down and close your eyes and relax. So that was kind of nice. And I don't normally talk through my skincare routine, so I thought we would switch it up a little bit and kind of do a bit of a get ready with me and talk about the skincare that I use for fun. So the facial moisturizer is Sukin. It's a signature facial moisturizer. It doesn't have any actives in it, which is why I use this, because I don't always want a ton of actives. I used to put on this advanced snail mucin serum before this, but I kind of got away from that for some reason. I've been just using less and less products because I just feel like I don't need them, and I have sensitive skin, and I don't know. I'm just in a phase where I don't want to use a lot of products, and I'm not seeing like bad results or anything from that at all. And then for body care, I'm always using this CeraVe Daily Moisturizing Lotion. This does have actives. It has hyaluronic acid and essential ceramides. I love this stuff. I literally go through about 6 of these containers every year, which is kind of crazy. The Crystal deodorant. This is my deodorant that I've been using for years, and you just wet the top of it and then you put it under your armpits, and it doesn't have a scent, and I don't like scented deodorant. It grosses me out. And then for hair, I do have my own personalized curl cream from Pros, which they custom make, but I'm not going to use that today because I was in the office yesterday, so I used it yesterday and Tuesday and on Monday, and I like to give my hair a break sometimes. So I'm literally doing nothing with my hair other than towel drying. I'm just gonna leave it the way that it is. I don't love putting product in my hair every single day, and I literally never dry my hair. I actually would like to get a diffuser or like one of those air dryer socks to put at the end of my hair dryer, because then I would diffuse it a little bit, and because I think that adds some volume. Like when I go home and I visit my family, my mom has a diffuser, and I do use that because taking the diffuser, just pretend my hand is a diffuser, and going like this and then putting it gives me volume, and I like the look, especially because I'm trying to have more of like a shaggy hair situation and cut going on. But I still have to get that, so I have to get like a hair sock or something from Amazon. That's pretty much it. I'm like super minimal when it comes to beauty products. And then I have my nighttime skincare routine, so maybe I'll walk you through that at some point. I don't know if I'll get to it in this video. Okay, had breakfast, still drinking some of my coffee, and oh my goodness, I just whacked this light with my coffee mug. Anyway, so I have 15 minutes before I have to start working, and I thought I would explain why I took the lead position, why I got promoted, because a few months ago, I told everybody in a work-life diaries video that there was a reorganization. So my manager had left. She went to another company, and we were reorged under another manager that was in my department. My department's small. It's like 17 to 19 people, something like that. I don't know off the top of my head. So small department. So my manager leaves. There's only one other person on my team who has the same job responsibilities as me, and they were at the time a new hire. This happened back in February or something like that. So they were there 3 months at the time. So not fully trained. And there was one other person, but they did not share the same job responsibilities. And so they split that person to one manager, and then me and the other person went to a different manager in our department. It was very different. There was a lot of different things happening, a lot of new scope, a lot of new job responsibilities, because we had to shuffle everything around with someone leaving and reorganizing. You all know how that works. And I was offered the lead position because instead of backfilling another manager, they were going to bring on a lead. And since I was a subject matter expert and doing really well with the position, and I really built a lot of the process, because when I started, it was new. There was no standard operating procedures, no guides, no standardization. It was just like, well, this is kind of what we've been doing. It's been working, and it was kind of chaotic. But I like to build things. I am a builder. So I immediately started creating guides and processes and standardizing things. And it just continued to get better and better and better. Even after we were reorganized, there was a lot more stuff that we worked on to get things very standardized and create a really good process for this. So I was approached, and I declined because I never wanted to be a lead. I want to lead projects, not people, is what I think I said a couple months ago. Did get asked a few more times. I had my manager, another manager that we work with, the director, my peers, everybody's like, you'd be perfect for this job. You're already leading, you're already doing it. Why not just take the title? Why not take the promotion money? And I just kept saying no. And then things changed very quickly about 2.5, 3 weeks ago, when the new hire, who had this point currently been there 6 months, put in their 2 weeks to go somewhere else. So that left me with no one to do like the job that I do. So I was the only one left on the initial like team, and we had open roles to backfill to build this team out. And so the day that my colleague said, hey, I'm gonna go somewhere else, and I'm very, very happy for them, like that's awesome. But the same day my manager was like, this really changes things, this is like an incredible opportunity to build a team, and you have natural leadership skills, and just like went over everything again, like what's stopping you. So we just had a very, very direct and authentic, no BS, no sugarcoating chat. And I said this, and this. It was very, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, okay, building your own team. One, that doesn't happen very often. Two, I love building. Everybody knows I love building. I love building this process at work. I love building my YouTube channel. I love building the life audit. I love building systems. That is what I'm good at. That is one of my core strengths. I am a builder. I do it at work. I do it at home. I love it. I do it on this channel. It is one of my favorite things to do. So the temptation of building a team and helping people grow and kind of taking this process that I've been really honing and really developing for the past year and a half, it was just too good. The opportunity, I couldn't let it pass. And also, and I was fully transparent about this with literally everybody at work, if I'm doing all the work, so now I have more workload, and I'm going to be training all the new people anyway, including if they would have hired somebody else for this position, I would have been training them. It's like, if I'm doing all the work, why not take the money? And I said that. I said, if I'm doing all this work, why not take the money? Why am I not getting paid to do all this work? That is silly. So that was another factor. And then I really did think about long term what type of skills this would give me. So hiring is a good skill to have. Leadership, coaching. And not only are all those things really important to what my future plans are and what my long-term plans are for my W-2 job, but it's also very important for me outside of that, because I do have a lot of plans on my YouTube channel, my brand, other things that I want to do eventually, building more of a portfolio career. Having those skills, I think, is going to be extremely important for where I'm looking at long term and future proofing my career. And it also gives me a really interesting inside experience on what hiring managers look for, what the ATS system looks like, what a recruiter's saying. So it gives me like a unique viewing perspective that I never had before. And I'm actually really, really, really excited about it. When you're presented with an opportunity and you say no, and then those people keep coming back to you multiple times, and then you have other leadership outside of your main direct report saying, why aren't you doing this? This is like excellent for you. Like, you would be so good at this. And really talking you up, and not like it. It wasn't even mentorship. It was just sponsorship. Like, there was rooms that I was not in and doors that were closed to me where my name was being brought up as, this is the person that would be great for this job. And it just kept coming up over and over again. And I said to myself, like, when an opportunity, you've turned down the opportunity multiple times, but it keeps presenting yourself and it keeps kind of like smashing you in the head. Should you really turn away from it? And it was obviously, I'm not going to try to get so completely woo-woo on you right now, but it's like, is the universe, like, I did have one of those philosophical thoughts, like, well, is this like something that I should be paying attention to? This opportunity keeps knocking, and even though I'm trying to close the door, like, should I really be ignoring it when it keeps coming up? And I realized that I shouldn't. So that's what happened. So I did have to like apply and submit the application, and do interviews, which really wasn't interviews because it was just discussions, like very candid. To be honest, it was pretty much handed to me on a silver platter. My takeaway from that is that if you build a great reputation and you build really good relationships with the people that you work with, I've said it before since I started this job in January of 2025 that I came back to work approaching things differently, and I wanted things to be different this time, and I really wanted to be more engaged in the work I do, and I wanted to work loudly, and I wanted to talk about my successes, and I wanted to show the receipts of the good work that I do, and it really paid off. It's definitely a lot. Like I have been I'm still stressed. Like the stress doesn't go away, but there's a lot more excitement about the change now, and bringing in a team and learning and having the mentorship of other leaders. And I still have my direct report who's helping me, like guiding me and developing me as a leader. And then there are other mentorship opportunities outside of my department, so they do connect you with other leaders to have more of a like an unbiased mentor, and I think that's really great. So I think I just it's a great opportunity. I keep saying it, but I'm excited about it. So that's why the change happened. Different circumstances. I remained adaptable, and that's why I changed my mind. So I just wanted to chat about that for a minute and share the news, the exciting news. So promotion, more money, new opportunities. I'm going to learn a lot, and I don't have anything else to say about that. That's pretty much it. I just wanted to share with you the change and the update. Hello, it is lunchtime, thank goodness. I've been working on one of a more complex letter build updates today, and so my brain is already starting to kind of turn to mush a little bit, which is what happens when I'm doing bigger, more complex projects, because there's a lot of attention to detail that's required to make sure all the logic's right, all the formatting's right. So fun. So I'm getting lunch now. I'm just having some leftovers. I did take my lunch late today because I really wanted to get one section of what I was doing done, but I think I have something going on at 1 o'clock, so I don't think I can take the remainder of my lunch. I'm getting some sweet tea. This sweet tea from Whole Foods is really good. And I know you're like, oh, you could just, sweet tea is so easy to make. Honestly, I would just rather buy it. It's only $5, so it's really not that bad, and it's one less thing that I have to deal with. I've been really trying to simplify things and make things easier for me over just really like in 2026, because when I was laid off, oh my god, that was so full that I just spilled this all over the place. Oh no, I got tea all over the place. Okay, I have to clean this up. Oops. Anyway, so when I was laid off in 2024, I obviously had a lot more time because I wasn't working. And I did a lot more like stuff around the house. I did a lot more cleaning. I did a lot more cooking and experimenting and making cold brew, like, and all those cold foams, which is really, really fun. And I do miss that. I just don't have the time or the mental capacity to do stuff like that. And I've tried doing this year, I've tried adding that back into my routine this year and trying out recipes and just experimenting and stuff. It's just really not bringing me the joy that it did a couple years ago. It's just like one more thing that I have to do. So I've been buying cold brew prepackaged or making recipes that are easier. Something that's really made my life easier is just repeating the same thing. So when I go to work, I have a lunch wrap, and every week I know I have to cook chicken, and I know I have to make a wrap. And now it does change a little bit, like the flavoring of the chicken and the seasoning changes. Am I using honey mustard this week? Am I using an avocado crema? So like the sauce changes. Sometimes the vegetables in there changes. Sometimes there's cheese, sometimes there isn't. But it's still the same general thing. And having that consistency has made my much busier life a lot easier, and it just takes out some of the overwhelm. So I'm still looking for ways to do that, and buying pre-made iced tea is one of those ways. Hi, Toulouse. Hi, bunny.
When he wakes up, he's ready to go to work.
It's 3 p.m., which means it's dessert time. I am like really looking forward to this afternoon sweet treat because I really, really earned it. I've just been going ham on work today. I'm gonna put this on here because I feel like it's kind of hard for me to use my hands when I have this in my hand right now. So we're gonna do the mini chocolate chip cookies from Whole Foods. One of my favorite go-to treats in the afternoon, and a little bit of milk because we like to have some protein with our carbs. I actually might have cold brew instead of milk. Maybe. We'll see. I don't want to upset, my stomach is a little upset today, so I don't want to do anything that's going to make it worse. So I'm not sure if that's a good idea. Oh, we'll see how I'm feeling. The rest of the day is going to be pretty easy though. I don't have any meetings at all, and I got like the hardest work done today, and right now I don't really have the mental capacity to do like deep focus work because I already had my deep focus work session in the morning. A really nasty storm is coming. Hi, little boy. Hi, little boy. You're so cute. Ooh, the storm is here.
Sylvester.
Good morning. Happy Friday. Finally made it to the end of the week. I'm so glad we finally made it here. I have about 30 minutes before I have to log into work, so I think I'm going to pull off some of the clips from this video and put it on my external hard drive. I'm just rearranging my files right now on my computer so I can do that. I am really excited for the end of the day because tonight Kevin and I are going downtown to one of the theaters to see Josh Gates live. If you don't know who Josh Gates is, he is a host of a TV show called Expedition Unknown, and that show like chronicles his adventures going all over the world looking for ancient artifacts, going to archaeological digs, looking for buried treasure, stuff like that. He did go to school for archaeology, so he always makes references to Indiana Jones, which I think is funny. He has like this really cringy humor on the TV show, and I've watched almost every single episode. I think it's like on season, I'm actually pulling it up. So there's 16 seasons, and I've watched pretty much all of them. So I've always wanted to go see him live because he normally does that and he talks about his adventures more in depth. So that's what we're doing tonight. because he finally is coming back to Pittsburgh, and that was on my bucket list of next time he comes, we're going to see him. So I'm forcing Kevin to go. I mean, Kevin likes the TV show too, but not as much as I do. But I love the whole like archaeology, adventure, buried treasure, finding new discoveries. Like, that's the history, adventurous side of me. I just love that stuff. So that's what we're doing tonight. And then tomorrow, we're going to Erie to go to Waldemere, which is an amusement park that's near the peninsula. So it's going to be a very big weekend. We have a lot of plans, a lot of fun. I'm really excited. And it like feels really great to have a lot of fun and excitement at the end of the week after I've been really busting my bum for the last couple weeks and dealing with all the changes at work and taking on this new role. So it's nice to be able to go and do something fun and not think about work and not even have to think about YouTube or cleaning the house, and just like getting away from anything work related to go have fun and experience new things and have little adventures. So I'm really looking forward to this weekend. Anyway, for me to unload this stuff, I have to pause my camera and take out my SD card. So I will talk to you later. The workday is finally done. It is officially the weekend, and I'm gonna lay down and take a siesta before I have to get ready to go downtown to go to Josh Gates Live and get dinner, like something to eat before we leave and all that stuff.